Okay, Patriots' next opponent, the New York Giants, actually helped the Pats out this weekend when they beat the Commanders. In winning, the Giants worsened their spot in the draft order. Let's take a look at the Ford Big Board, built for America. Built for it proud. Again, the draft order, here's what it looks like. Bears via the Carolina Panthers. The Cardinals are still in there. They played one more game than the Patriots, so that half game can be made up. In the standings coming up when the Cards get their bye, the Bears again in the top 5, and the Giants drop to 5 overall. Okay, so Jones, given the fact that the Giants lost last week, helping the Patriots out in the draft order, do you need to treat this game differently than you would have?
Yeah, it's the only reason I like Mac Jones starting this game. The only reason I like Mac starting this game is it gives you a better chance to lose to a team like the New York Giants. So you can continue with your tank and you can get the best draft pick possible, and then you can decide what you want to do with it. Maybe it's Caleb Williams, maybe it's Drake May, maybe it's Marvin Harrison Jr., but you want to be in the mix where you can make that selection, and Mac Jones is going to give you a better chance to do it because he does it every single week.
How important are the top 2 picks to you?
Oh, they're important. I think the top 3 is really the line.
Because Marvin Harrison's third?
Yeah, if you want to tell me you get Harrison at 3 and you're taking a quarterback at the top of round 2, I can be talked into that. I would rather have a top 2 pick. I would rather take a quarterback in the top 2, but I think top 3 for me is the actual line.
You said Mac gives them a better chance to lose?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter who's out there. I think this is I really think it's a bad matchup for them. I know. The Giants last year made the playoffs, and they're struggling this year. But I was watching them yesterday against the Commanders, and Kayvon Thibodeau cannot be blocked. They still have some, and they have a very aggressive defensive coordinator in Wink Martindale who just likes to go after teams. And I could just see the Patriots quarterback, whoever it is, and the Patriots offensive line, whatever construction they put out there, just being overwhelmed. And this is not a great. I think they lose.
This is a bad matchup?
This is a bad matchup. The Giants. I think they lose to the Giants. Significant.
Okay, go back to the top 3, Jones. Is it so there's a clear line, so Marvin Harrison's 3rd, that tackle, whatever from Notre Dame is 4, or whoever, but you think it's those 3, and do you think it's important to get one of the top 2? Or, I mean, I know you just said you'll draft a quarterback at the bottom of the 1st, so you don't think Williams and May are that far ahead of?
Look, I do. I think those are the 2 clear-cut quarterbacks. I want a top 2 pick. If I get Harrison at 3 and I'm taking a quarterback at the top of round 2, or I trade into the end of round 1, I personally am okay with that, but my preference would be May and then Caleb Williams. That would be my preference.
Wait a minute. 1, 2, May over Williams?
Yes.
Why? Because of the crying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because of the crying?
Because of the crying?
Mommy needed to nurse him on national TV, and because he's blowing off the media the other night. So, yes, I'm a little down on Caleb Williams. Okay. I like what I've seen out of Drake May.
Hold that thought. The USC did suffer their 5th loss of the season, 5th in 6 games to close out their season. And this time, instead of crying to his mom, Caleb Williams simply skipped out on addressing the media after the game. Williams has been considered the consensus top pick in the 2024 draft. So how do you feel about Caleb Williams now? You can join the conversation. Vote at NBCSportsBoston.com/BST or scan the QR code on the screen and scroll down to the poll. So the crying in the mom's lap, bad. But not a deal breaker for me. I almost think not addressing the media is almost worse. I mean, so you're a team captain, you're the Heisman Trophy winner, you're the obvious leader of a team in a big crosstown rivalry. There's, whoever cares about this thing in LA is there. Okay, so you lose that game as the favorite. Your team's going to be questioned about it. And if you're not there as the team leader to answer those questions, that means your teammates there are in the lurch to answer those questions for you. That's horrible leadership right there, Jones. Forget about him being able to take the heat personally or his pro career or anything. That's just talking about his teammates in the room. That's a form of abandoning those teammates. That's a bad sign. I don't know if it would preclude me from drafting him, but teams are right to look at that and go, that's not right.
I didn't say don't draft him. I just said don't draft him 1. If there are 2 guys and they're similar skill sets, and I think most people think they're similar skill sets, well, then I'll pass on the guy with some red flags when it comes to leadership and professionalism. And so that's what I would do. But
if you think Caleb Williams is a better player than Drake May, then you got to take Williams. You have to take him.
Do you?
Because yes.
Do you think Williams? No. But do you think Williams is better than May?
I think Williams is more talented. Sure. Yeah. But I don't know if the full package is better.
All right. So look. You go through some emotional times. You kind of talk them through that. You get them a mentor, get them somebody. Look, you want to go home every now and then and talk to your folks. It's okay. We're going to get you through this tough time because he's too good. He's too good to be passing on. And I would say also we got to change the way we think. These poll numbers. Remember last week we asked if we asked about being too rough on Mac Jones. And then people, hey, how do you feel about Caleb Williams crying? Society has changed. We are on the outside looking in. We're the outliers. We think something's wrong with it. But society, they think it's fine. So get yourself a crying quarterback, and you'll have more fans.
62% says stay away.
Right now. But if you focus right there, he was endearing to most people, have no problem with that, which surprised me.
That's not shedding a tear after the national championship.
That's sobbing.
That's sobbing in mommy's lap.
Yes.
That's tough to come back from.
Because she understands.
So listen, here's my bottom line. This is not a good thing. This is why it sucks to suck. I know this sounds like an easy point, but it's not, because there's dorks like Adam Jones who are so horned up right now because they're so excited to have the #1 overall pick. These college football dweebs who think that, college football's, really translates to pro. So they're so excited to have the #1 pick.
No, I know.
It sucks.
I know.
This is what sucks, Jones,
right,
is that.
I would hate to be the Texans right now. That's so not fun.
Yeah.
With the #2 quarterback who dropped right into their lap and turned the whole franchise around. That stinks.
So wait a minute. So for 30 years, I have to be the Texans to be what they are now?
No, for the rest of this year.
No.
Suck enough to go get the quarterback.
For 20 years, you have to suck and suck and suck.
You don't.
And suck some
That's not
more.
true.
Suck and draft, suck and draft, suck and draft, suck and draft. And maybe if you're lucky, in a 25-year period, something like that will fall into your lap.
Doesn't have to take 25 years. Why 25 years?
No,
because all you got to do is pick the wrong
Let's keep trying to be competitive and win 2 games or whatever they're doing. You're close to it. Fall into it and go get the quarterback. It's easy. You're right there.
Yeah,
I would much rather be a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe.
Okay, well, you're not. You have 2 wins.
The Green Bay Packers. I'd much rather try and build from the middle than be one of these teams that suck and suck and suck and suck and suck and suck and draft and draft and draft and draft. And all we do all year long. I mean, this sucks.
Well, yeah.
This month sucks. It's not even Thanksgiving.
But, Mike.
And we're talking about someone named, who's the second guy from UNC? I forget his name.
Drake
We're
May.
talking about some schmuck named Drake May in Carolina. This sucks. And now you are turning your franchise over to some immature kid who takes a loss by crying in his mommy's lap.
He's in touch with his emotions. He's not mature.
This
Drake May
is nowhere you want to be.
No, I agree. Shove Aaron Rodgers out of town. Wait 4 years for Jordan Love, and then just sit there in the middle. Stinks. That stinks.
I'd much rather be the Packers
and
than
here's
you right
the other
now.
thing.
Much rather.
Here's the other thing, Mike. Yes, you'd rather be the Packers or Steelers, but the Patriots have had 20 years of always being competitive. It's not like they're going to do this for 5 years or 7 years.
You think?
They're in a good position.
If guys like Jones have their way, next year, Mike, they will be 4-6, and Jones will sit here and go, time to lose, because there's Harry Schmedlap at Iowa State, and there's Harold Fenifesi at Iowa State, and this kid, Johnny Blumpkin is here over at FSU, and he'll be talking about all these kids in college who are all going to suck, and then they'll do it again the next year and the next year, because when you start losing, it becomes easy to keep losing and keep drafting. That's what happens.
Draft the right quarterback. Spend your money the right way.
Oh, yeah, they'll do that.
Hire the right coach. Hire the right general manager. You're right back in business.
Next thing you know, you're the Houston effing Texans.
Yeah, no, I'd like to be them right now. You talk about who you'd rather be. Johnny Blumpkin, great 40 time, by the way. So when it comes to what they need to do, this is not the beginning of the year in the plan that we're talking about. It's not like, oh, it's September. What should they do? Should they take? They're right there.
No, I understand.
They're there.
I'm just telling you it sucks. I understand. So now that you're here, you're here. I get it. It sucks. Because you have to turn over your whole franchise over to some some kid that has no stones. No, he's going to have the weight of the team, the weight of the franchise, the weight of the region on his shoulders. He can't take a loss to, this was UCLA. Who was he crying about? Washington? He can't take a loss to the University of Washington. Who gives a crap about the University of Washington? What happens when he loses to the Jets and the Crafts are looking at him sideways? Yeah, and we're ripping him every day. He won't make it.
They'll probably have an open quarterback competition and let him keep his job like they've done with the last guy. So I don't know. They got the 5th quarterback in the last draft. That was trying to stay in the middle and build and spend. That didn't work. That sucks. That's why you're here. So I would try to take the elite talent. Always, always, always.
I know, because you like college football and you pay attention to this draft.
The only thing that matters is the quarterback. That's it. Nothing else matters. If we haven't learned that yet.
And the quarterback, I'll give you the list of the quarterbacks taken 1 and 2 in the last 20 years. It'll make your head spin how bad they suck.
I know Peyton Manning
suck. All of them.
Yeah, but going back, you got a lot of good ones. If you pick the right one, the second quarterback,
famous last words.
The second quarterback most of the time is not the guy, but this year it was. Second quarterback is C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young. But I would say this about the Patriots. If they pick this quarterback, if they are in a position to pick one of these two guys, I don't think there's no franchise weight on them anymore. I mean, it's not there. If you're picking first or second, what's the expectation in 2024? If you are bad enough to pick first overall or second overall,
Mike,
what's your expectation?
Mike,
Super Bowl?
Yeah. Oh, these fans?
What? No.
Mike, if the Patriots were the team that took Bryce Young, the kid in Carolina, oh my God.
You think people
would be apoplectic?
I'd be back in the draft, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fans would be apoplectic. Media would be apoplectic. It'd be a bleep show of epic proportions, and you're more likely to draft the Bryce Young than the Stroud kid. And just wait for this is what happens when you suck.
You're building.
You get in this cycle of drafting and sucking and drafting and sucking, and it's nowhere you want to be.
They may not win another game this year. The Patriots may not. It may be one. So let's go 3. If you're 3-14. You're hopeful that you can be 6-11 the next year, even with the number 1 pick. That's what I'm here to tell you. They'll be 6-11.
Jones won't let you.
2024.
No, I would want to be, again, not to keep bringing it back. I would want to be a playoff team next year.
Stop it, Jones. You're not going to the playoffs.
New coach and a good quarterback. I would want to be in the mix for the playoffs next year.
So there I'm with you. I thought you were going to say I want to go 3-14 so I can draft the next bunch of nobodies.
No, if the 3-14, if they go 3-14, I'll be back in the draft the next year to take the next quarterback. But no, if they have a quarterback,
thank you. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
What's irrational about that? If you don't have the guy, you don't have the guy. Yeah. It's pretty simple.
How do you know you don't have the guy after 1 year? You're a rookie quarterback.
Jones will write him off after 2 games.
Yeah, no, I would.
Yeah. Okay.
This is what I mean.
If they listened to me on Mac, he could have been off him 2 years ago.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to listen to you, Jones.